Hello, good evening, students of the University of the Faroe Islands. For those of you who don't know me or haven't met me previously, I am Chik Collins and I am the rector of your university. You as students have been hearing quite a lot from me over the past week or so about the coronavirus situation and about what we as a university are doing to try to deal with that situation. But I wanted to have an opportunity to address you all more directly, and so here I am. In the circumstances that we have encountered over the past 10 days or so, the university has prioritised health and safety. The health and safety of our staff, of our students, and of the wider public on the Faroe Islands. And we have done that by stopping face-to-face classes, meetings and events, and by trying to take as much of our work online as we possibly can. It has been very challenging to do that. It has been challenging for staff, challenging for students, and especially challenging having to do it almost overnight. But I think we are making some very good progress, and I hope that soon everyone will be getting into this way of working. In many ways, I think it will be a good way of working, and I think it will change in the longer term how we work when things return to some kind of normality. And please be reassured that they will, in due course, return to some kind of normality. I am sure of that. As you know, we are committed as a university to keeping the education process going for as many of our students as we can and to as greater extent as we reasonably can in all of the circumstances. And I'm confident that we will be able to do that to a very good extent. I don't want simply to repeat here all of the things that I've already been saying to you in my written communication over the past week or so. I want to say other things and to focus particularly on the well-being of our students and especially their psychological well-being. Because we already know that students across the world face challenges to their mental health, even in what we might call normal times. And these, of course, are very far from being normal times. We know that many of you will be feeling anxious, feeling concerned, not just about your studies, but also about your families, your friends, and about the wider public and indeed the wider world. We understand that very much because we as staff of the university feel just the same way. And in this context, it's so important that we try to find positive ways to support each other. Here I feel we need to talk about social distancing in a different kind of way. We need to talk rather about physical distancing than social distancing, because we don't want people to be or to feel socially distant or socially isolated at this time. We want people to be and to feel very socially connected, even while they are maintaining a physical distance from others. There are many ways in which we can do this, and we have just provided another way as a university by purchasing and providing access for all our staff and all our students to the Zoom platform. You will have received information about this already and now have received, I think, also a tutorial on it from our Professor of Mathematics, Gunnar Restorff. And I want to place on record here my deep thanks to Gunnar for the excellent work he has done over the weekend and at the end of last week and the beginning of this week to lead on this for us. He has done a great job and Gunnar has my profound thanks for that work. Please feel free, everyone, to make use of this Zoom system, not just for your classes, but also for staying in touch with your fellow students and indeed with other contacts you may have. I know that it has been helping even our university leadership team to feel socially connected to others in this way in the mornings, the meetings that we've been having each morning this week. I am sure it will help also our students and help a lot. So please don't be isolated at this time, especially if you're struggling, especially if you feel anxious or in a low mood. Reach out to others, ask for help, ask for support. And of course, it will be a good idea for those students who are coping well with the circumstances to take a little time to reach out to their classmates and to other people who they think may not be coping quite so well. I know that our staff in student services, who have been doing a fantastic job, have circulated to all students very useful information and links to help them to keep up with the developing situation, and also with information regarding how we can feel better able to cope and to maintain and build a healthy state of mind in the face of the current circumstances. So please look at and perhaps use those links and that information as appropriate for yourself and also for others. Also, the university is arranging now for students to be given the opportunity to participate in meetings which will be hosted by the student councillors. We have 3 student councillors in the university now. Those are Kirsten, Johild and Paulina. These meetings will begin tomorrow, Wednesday, and will be arranged in 2 groups organised by faculty. So you should be receiving email invitations for this, and if not, they should arrive soon. I will participate in the meetings tomorrow, that's Wednesday, myself, and I will be very keen to hear from students in those meetings. Today I also had a very good meeting with the Student Council, which represents all of the students at the university, and we discussed not only the well-being of the students, but also some of the practical challenges in keeping the education running. I will be taking some of the issues we discussed to discuss further with the university leadership team in the meeting that we will have at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Let me finish, please, by saying this. These are indeed very challenging times. We all wish that they were not as challenging as they are, but we must deal with the circumstances we are facing as they are. However, be assured, we will get through it. It will pass. Hopefully, there will not be too many bad outcomes. There will also be good outcomes. We will learn, we will grow, we will develop a lot by dealing with what has been presented to us. In many ways, we will grow more through and because of the adversity that we are facing than we would have if the circumstances had been normal. That is just somehow and sometimes the way life is. The situation may also go on for some time, we will see, but again, we will deal with what we are presented with. And we will deal with it best if we deal with it together, supporting each other, being positive and constructive, communicating regularly and effectively, and all in a very good spirit. That's so important. I want you all as students of the university to be assured that we are committed to doing all we can to make these new arrangements work for you all. And we will do that to the very best of our abilities. We will continue to keep you updated in various ways, but feel free, as I said in my message yesterday, to take the initiative, to reach out, to be in contact with us about anything that you need to discuss. Finally, before I conclude, I just want to say a deep thanks to all of the students in the Faculty of Health and Health Sciences who at the moment are doing extra and exceptional work to support the delivery of health and social care on the Faroe Islands, including being involved in the process of testing suspected cases of the coronavirus infection. These students, we are lucky to have them as part of our university, and we are very proud of them. They have my deep admiration and respect. But more generally, everyone, please keep up the good work, and we will achieve so much more if we work together in the way that we have been working over the past few days. Thank you, everyone, and good evening.